In this video we are going to create the same custom Nginx image that we created in our interactive method. So for that we have created a Docker file with the instructions that we are showing as layers on the screen. So the first layer is the base image, that is Ubuntu latest, and from there we will be creating the Nginx package on top of it, and then we'll expose the port 80 and run the cmd command for the startup. So please note that only run, copy and add command will create a size difference on the file system, and that is why they will be having separate image layers. The commands here we have from Ubuntu latest will create layer 1, and the Nginx package installation instruction will create layer 2. The expose and cmd commands will only update the metadata information. There will be no separate image layer for these two instructions. We can verify this when we run docker image inspect, and if we go to the layer section, rootfs and layer, and you will be able to see that only 2 layers are created. If we want to see the history of this image and the updates on each of the layer, the instructions that had been added on each layer, then we need to run docker image history command, and this will give us all the details of each instructions executed to build this image. To build image using Dockerfile method, as we have explained in our diagram, we will need a Docker file with the instruction that we have already explained. So for that we need to create a Docker file. The name Docker file is very significant and we should not alter this name. The first instruction will be we will be using the base image Ubuntu latest. Then we are going to use run instruction to first upgrade the required packages inside the container, then install Nginx, and then perform cleanup. For the first image creation, we will be creating 3 run instructions instead of 1. This will give us an idea on how the size of the Docker image differs based on the instructions that we give. This completes our Docker file creation. Now we can build the Docker image using docker build command, and here we put -t and then the name of the image, the tag of the image with a colon separator, and then the directory, that is the directory where Docker file is located. Our images are now built on layers based on the instructions that we have given in the Docker file. I'll pause the video for the image build to complete. Our image is now created, as you can see, using docker image ls command. We can also check the build history of the image and the instruction that has been executed to build each layer using docker image history command. We can see the instructions that has been used to build this image. The first 2 instructions are from the base image. Here we have 1 layer, and on top of that we are building the Nginx package and updating the package information, so there will be 2 more layers, and the 0-byte instructions will only be updated in the metadata. It will be used to create the layers, but it will not be creating any separate image layer. Now we will modify the Docker file and see if it impacts the size of the created image. So for this we will be merging all the run instruction into one. Our new Docker file is ready to build another image. We run docker build command again to create the new image. Our image build has started, but as you can notice that instead of 6 steps we have now 4 steps. So there should be 4 layers created. we pause the video for the image build to complete. We can verify our new image using Docker image ls. Here we can see the new Nginx with tag v2 created, but if we notice the size, there is a big difference in the size. The newer image is more compact, and as a result it will be more efficient when running. We can check the build history using Docker image history command, and we can see that there are less number of instructions to create this image. As we have mentioned earlier, we can see there are less number of instructions used to build this image, and as a result the size of the container image is less than that of the previous one. So this is how we can create more compact Docker images. So if we recall the sizes of the layers of the last image and add it up, it will not add up to the new layer that has been created on the new Docker image. That means Docker has intelligently created this new layer and to make it more efficient based on the instructions that we have provided. To test if our image has been created successfully and performing as expected, we spin off a container and then check if Nginx welcome page is accessible from a browser. For this we need to expose container port to a free host port. In this demo we are using 8082. Our container is now up and running, and the port 80 of the container is successfully published to a host port 8082. We can inspect the container and see that the same information is being displayed here. We now need to find out the IP address of the Docker host, and we will use the highlighted IP address for our check. Now we are in a browser to check if our Nginx container is up and running. So for that we need to put the host IP address and the forwarded port, that is 8082. So we can see the welcome page of Nginx. This confirms that this container is running fine and the image that has been built is serving its purpose. Before ending this video, let us go to the file system and see how each of these layers are created on the file system. We have created a custom Ubuntu Nginx image with tag v1 for this purpose, and the Docker file that we have used is the same one that we have used for our second image creation. Now let's see the build history using Docker image history command. We can see the same number of instructions that has been used to create this image, and there will be two physical image layers which are having some size difference on the file system, and the other three layers are of 0-bit size and will only update the metadata. Second instruction has been created when we pulled the Docker base image, and it contains a bash shell. So the two highlighted instructions are from the base image, and there is one layer. The next three instructions are run, expose and cmd. Only run will cause a size difference, and there will be one physical layer for it, and the rest two will be updating the metadata information. As you can see from the base image history, the first two instructions are from the base image. We can also run Docker image inspect and check the layers that is created for this image. So here you can see two layers created. One is from the base image and another is the layer that has been created on top of the base image. We can check the layers that has been created in the file system by going to var lib docker, then image, then overlay2, that is the driver name, and then on layerdb. Here if we go to SHA-256 directory, we will see these two directories created which contain the information of each layers. Let's explore the first directory information. Here we have three files, diff, size and cache, which will give you the difference that it has in the file system, the size of the image and the cache ID. We can go to the diff and get it the SH256 value, which will be same as the directory. If we check the size of this, we will see it is the size of the base image. Because this is the parent image, so there is no file with name parent. For other images which are created on this base image, there will be a parent file also. As you can see from the other directory which contains the Nginx installation part, we have the parent directory that will have the information of the base image. Checking the size will reveal that this is of the same size of the run instruction of our image. Now if we remember, we have more instructions that were executed, so we can find the same set of instruction inside the ImageDB directory instead of the LayerDB. So here we can see that the four files are created which will contain the metadata information of the instructions that are present locally. If we check the content of one of the files, we will be able to get certain informations like the hash value of the layer that is stored on the diff IDs, and it should be equal to the directory name of that layer, as well as it will contain the instructions that has created those layer, the parent instruction, as well as the creation date. In this way we can get details of each layers. Thank you all for watching this video.